Please.
Okay. Opening statement, we're trying to make all the money we're losing on football and men's basketball tournament back by having 4-hour timeouts during the freaking game. I've never seen as long a timeouts. This is worse than the Final Four. But other than that, we got off to a great start. I liked what happened to our team when they came back early and took a 1-point lead. Was that the 17-0, Steve? Got a bad crick in my neck for trying to figure out what to do during the timeouts, but we had a 17-0 run at that point. I think Andrew Playtech had a block shot and then one steal and one deflection. I think Armando had a block shot during that time period. We weren't nearly as smooth offensively as I'd like for us to be, and but during that stretch in that second half from the 17-0 run, I thought most of it was fueled by our defensive play. And that's it, guys. First game, got to win. Get home quickly, get something to eat, and eat turkey tomorrow.
All right, first question, Greg Barnes.
Hey, Roy, how challenging was it? How unique was it to play in a game without fans for a season opener?
You know, Greg, it was not fun, not as much fun. I still love the competition part when the game started, but all our players have always talked about what a thrill it is running through the tunnel, hearing all those people, seeing all those people, the sea of blue out there. So you take that away, and it was, I think that took something away from the game. But I think this is the world that we're in right now. We have to understand that. I love seeing you guys wearing a mask. I wore my mask the entire game, and I think we've got to do these kind of things to get those numbers going in the proper direction. And if we do that, perhaps maybe by the end of the year, we'll have some fans in the stands. But it was hard, Greg.
And Roy, did want to ask, Walker Kessler and Puff Johnson didn't play many minutes. Can you offer an explanation why?
Yeah, they've just finished going through the COVID protocols and missed several practices down the last couple of weeks. And so they're back with us. They're good, and gave them a few minutes. So hopefully it'll help us down the road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Keys, next question.
Yeah, Roy, just what were you seeing at the start of the second half when Charleston was able to come back and take the lead? What was the issue happening?
Guarding the ball was a big part of it, and talking on defense was a big part of it. I think they started driving us to the basket and getting about anything, and then we had two really bad reads there, and both of them ended up being one ended up being a 3-point shot, and the other one ended up being a layup. So it wasn't good, but hopefully we'll learn things from the tape.
And then what do you think is the number one thing you need to improve on right now going forward?
It's not one thing. I'd say two things, offense and defense, both.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's just being truthful.
Brendan Marks, please.
Hey, Roy, congratulations. I was just going to ask you how you would evaluate the play of your all-freshman backcourt, how you came to the decision to start both of them, and then also just evaluate how they played overall.
I thought they were okay. I think Caleb going to the free throw line, making his free throws, took a couple of bad shots, but I think he was 17 points, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. I don't think RJ had the kind of night that he's been doing in our practices sometimes, but he made 2 big baskets on the break, one on the break and one in the second half on a drive. But they've really done a nice job in the preseason practice, and started because I thought they gave us the best chance to have our best 5 out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
C.L. Brown.
Roy, I apologize.
Brown.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize if this was asked. I'm having some technical difficulties. Would you say that the shooting, the 3-point shooting, was that a matter of jitters and, first game nerves? Because I felt like you guys had some open opportunities that just didn't go down.
Well, I think we're going to be a much better shooting team than we were last year. We didn't show it tonight, but guys, we had 4 freshmen in the top 6 or 7 guys in the game, and this team probably needed an exhibition game and a scrimmage, or 2 exhibition games, maybe more than any team I've ever had. And so the whole thing was different. Just getting them out there in front of the TV cameras, they knew it was there. We had a couple of parents there, and I think hopefully it was experience, because I see us make a lot of shots during practice.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike Tober,
Good evening, Coach. It's nice to see you. Staying on
Thanks,
the freshman front, I want to ask you your thoughts on the play of Daeron Sharp. Obviously, you look pretty impressive getting up and down today.
You know, it was a flip of a coin kind of thing who I was going to start with the big guys because Daeron's had a magnificent preseason. And in fact, I was going to start him in the second half, but he already had the 2 fouls and I didn't want to start him and get the 3rd foul so quickly. But that was the plan, was to start Armando and then start Daeron in the second half and start Garrison both halves. And when Walker Kessler gets back in better condition physically and understands a little more mentally over the practices that he missed, we'll play all 4 of those guys. And I said something to Armando during the course of the game late that, you know, we're going to keep giving them rest. So while you're out there, you got to bust your tail and play the best you can. And I think that long-term is hopefully going to be good for us.
Adam Smith, last one for Coach here.
Hey, Roy, you had said during the preseason that you thought you would be fine coaching in a mask and getting your point across and everything. Just what was that whole situation like when it actually happened tonight? And what were your thoughts on just the spaced out bench and everything? How was it just navigating that whole different situation?
Well, I've had my mask on every practice, every possession, every day. So it was not new to me. I don't necessarily like it, but I do think that we get a chance to set an example for other people. I'd rather not have the mask on, but I think it's more intelligent. And so I'm going to wear a mask all the time, and other coaches may, or they may not. That's up to them. But so I was used to it. The players were used to it. Trying to get your message across perhaps could be a little more difficult, but that was not a problem to me. And the setting, we've had 2 scrimmages amongst ourselves, not anybody else, but we've had 2 scrimmages and we've had the chairs set like that for those 2 scrimmages. So that was, it was not unusual for us. It was not as comfortable as it is when the crowd's going crazy and enjoying themselves like that. But it was not completely new for us because we've already done that. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Happy
Coach.
Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thanks, Roy.